It was as if the Duffer Brothers got tired of that comment, like, oh yeah, you don't like how the kids got older? Cool, we'll make a show where it's just old people. Welcome back to Dramatic Evaluation. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Netflix show The Boroughs. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please leave a comment. And if you think I'm wearing pants right now, you're going to need to get real. And real quick, spoiler alert, definitely going to be talking about details, the plot, spoiling tons of stuff. So if you haven't seen the show and you don't want spoilers, watch the show first, come back, check out the video. Let's get right into it. All right, so a general plot overview, real brief, basic plot overview. There's this place called the Boroughs. It's like a place for old retirees, community for them to go and be kind of like an old folks home type of thing. The main characters that we follow, one of them finds like a monster kind of thing, and so they all kind of become aware of these monsters that are coming out in the middle of the night and sucking brain fluid out of each other's heads or their heads. So they start kind of just investigating the situation and trying to figure out this mystery of like what's going on here. It leads to more and more. Discover the owner and the employees are all siphoning the brain fluid to keep this creature alive, and they drink the blood of this creature, and it keeps them healthy and young forever, so like eternal life and no disease and things like that. And so these old people try to take down the system, take down the people doing this, possibly try to use the power for good. Yeah, that's the gist of it. As far as the cast, it's pretty decent cast. Alfred Molina, he's great. He's a good actor. Geena Davis, very cool to see her come back after a long time. I haven't seen her in anything. She looks great. I could not believe she's 70. Like, obviously she looks older, but like, she looks very good for 70. It's insane. Doesn't have a whole lot of the nasty, weird plastic surgery face going on. Yeah, it's just, she looks great for 70. It's crazy. Denis O'Hare, he's probably most likely known or notable from American Horror Story. That's where I recognize him from. Clarke Peters, he was in The Wire and some other stuff. I don't know how you pronounce the first name here. Alfre Woodard. From the only thing I've seen her in is Luke Cage. So bad. Atrocious actor. I thought she was unwatchable on Luke Cage, and that transfers right on over to this show. Unwatchably terrible. The times where she does this like 6 times in the show, at least 3 for sure that I can think of off the top of my head, where she just goes, ah, ah, like the way she like yells and exclaims is so wildly unnatural and terrible. She's terrible. She definitely brings the show down, as she did with Luke Cage. Get her out of here. Sorry about it. Get her out. The rest of the actors, though, pretty good. Good performances, good stuff. Bill Pullman's in there for 1 episode, but spoiler alert, and like I already said before, but he dies in episode 1, so we don't see him anymore. But that was cool also to see him again. I haven't seen him in anything. His son, Lewis Pullman, is in a bunch of stuff recently, and he's awesome. He's a very good actor. So as far as the writing and the creativity and stuff, the somewhat creative concept, unique story, fun adventure. It's kind of funny. The Duffer Brothers produced this show. They didn't write or direct or create or do any of that, so I'm not sure how involved they were, but this was kind of promoted as like, oh, the Duffer Brothers who brought you Stranger Things now bring you this. It's kind of funny, like all the hate. Whenever I hear someone talk negatively about Stranger Things, it's always like, oh, the kids are like 40-year-old now. They're always just like clown on how the kids get older. It's like, yeah, they started season 1 when the kids are young. They're going to grow up. Shows take a couple years, and they definitely took longer. They took like 2 or 3 years between seasons, so that didn't help the matter at all. But it was as if the Duffer Brothers got tired of that comment, like, oh yeah, you don't like how the kids got older? Cool, we'll make a show where it's just old people, and that way they don't have to worry about them aging. But we'll talk about this in a minute. Don't really need to worry about that because there's not going to be any more seasons of this show. But I don't know, I prefer like the hero or ensemble of heroes to be younger, my age, or even younger, like teenage or 20s or whatever. I just enjoy that more, maybe because I'm definitely getting older, but like I'm not this age. And also it's more enjoyable to watch a spry athletic hero than like these feeble old people who can't you can't really do much with heroes that are old like that, I guess. I don't know. But the setup of this story is definitely more intriguing and cool than what it like amounts to in the end, honestly, in my opinion. Like, I was very intrigued by the tree and the fruit of the tree of youth, or whatever you want to call it, where the Clarke Peters character finds the fruit, eats it, gets like young for a minute. That was really cool. It's like, okay, what's going on here? The monsters creeping out at night and sucking brain fluid out of the people. Like, all right, cool. Like, what are we in for here? This is great. This is a great setup. And then the back half of it and what it amounts to and what they do and with the mother character and all this, I don't know, man. It fell flat for me, honestly, and I didn't really. I just don't think they did a great job dealing with the cool setup that they had in the beginning. And the monsters feeding on them in the night, so nasty. Like, thinking of that, like, it sticks this thing in their mouth and like up in the roof of their mouth and like drains the fluid. That's so nasty. I think it made me think of like, you know how you hear like, oh, you eat, I don't know what the number is, but you eat like 1 billion spiders in your lifetime because they all crawl in your mouth and you eat them while you're sleeping. I don't buy that. I choose not to believe that. I don't think spiders are just constantly crawling in my mouth and I'm eating them all the time. That's crazy. Prove it to me. You know what I mean? Like, I just I need video evidence of that happening to me for me to believe that. But that's what it made me think of, and that is definitely gross and don't like to think about that. But the show looks good. You know, it's a modern show on Netflix. Obviously, it's going to have decent cinematography and look good. They had cool effects, at least at first, like when the blood blew up from the TVs and was all like looking like a cosmic like universe type of thing. Like, some of that stuff was pretty cool. But then they did have some pretty weak sauce effects later. Like, all the monster effects, like these people that have been drinking the blood, when that wears off, when the TV affects them, whenever that would happen, like, I did not think that was good. I thought that like monster makeup was like 80s looking and not in a good way. It was honestly like pretty weak sauce in my opinion. Especially Mother, like the way the Mother character looked, like, what weird choice. I feel like, I don't know. I just felt like it didn't fit the vibe of the show, and it just felt weird and looked weird, and it just looked cheesy and lame, and I was not into it. Music was good though. I did like the kind of like adventure epic vibes that you would get from the score at times, and that was kind of a bright spot in it for me. I like watching a mystery adventure type of show and like getting that feeling that type of score elicits. So as far as length and pacing, the kind of long episodes, 55 minutes, some of them are 45 minutes, just depends, but only 8 episodes, so still pretty short. This is seeming to be the new model for shows nowadays. Like, so many seasons are 8 episodes, and I like it, man. Keep it short, almost like a long movie, you know, and that you watch in chunks. And it's nice when shows were 24 episodes back in the day. Like, I used to like that back then, but like thinking about that now, I'm like, please don't ever make a show that's 24 episodes. It's just too many, man. It's too many. But like I said earlier, it just kind of falls off at the end for me. Like, there was just some boring stuff. Some, as far as being engaging, it was like there was some of the mystery stuff in the beginning. You're engaged. You're kind of like, okay, cool. Like, what's going on here? You're intrigued. And then when it starts to reveal things and then move along toward the end, you start to feel less like it just wasn't amounting to what I wanted it to. They were introducing a lot of like comedy and like cheesiness that just like ramped up toward the end. And it just kind of fell off for me. I didn't really care for how they wrapped this up and what they like did with what they set up in the beginning. And just some random notes or things I wanted to comment on. The Geena Davis and her boyfriend, like the fake out death, was really weak and weird. Like, he knocks them out, he puts them in the trunk, and he's gonna like push the car off the cliff and like kill them. But then like the next scene, it's like him like waking them up. Why are you doing that? He kind of explains it. Still makes no sense to me, but like he explains like, oh, I can't have the whatever he used to knock them out in your lungs. That'll look suspicious. It's like you're gonna be putting them in a car to like go off in this fiery death off a cliff. Like, they're gonna like go and do an autopsy to find stuff in their lungs. Are you sure about that? Like, I don't know, man. I just thought that was really weird. Why just to, like, you just did that to knock them out and then wake them up to tell them you're going to kill them? Like, just kill them. I thought that was very strange, that whole sequence and scene. Another thing I just wanted to mention, that they have this, like, puzzle piece metaphor where Alfred Molina finds, like, a literal puzzle piece, like, lying around whenever they, like, discover a piece of the puzzle in the mystery they're trying to solve, and it was really on the nose and weird, and I thought that was just, I don't think they needed that, and I thought it was kind of lame that they did that. There was an escape scene in episode 7 that was like straight up embarrassing level of cringe and just ridiculousness. Like the acting, the jokes they try to pull as they're like running out of the old person home and trying to get in the truck to like take off and escape. The guards, when they do like escape after the cringe like jokes and stuff and they get away, the guards come like sauntering out, like jogging out, like the most slow, pathetic, like, oh well, they left. Like that whole sequence was ridiculous to me, honestly. It did not have a good, impactful like vibe of trying to escape and like getting away. It was just awkward. No main character deaths in this show, so it's kind of like no stakes. You know, they killed Bill Pullman in the first episode, but he wasn't really an established main character. You get the villains sort of dying at the end, although I didn't really understand. The TV's like eviscerated them, and then later the male villain is like just alive and like there, and he's like mad that, oh, you killed my wife, and it's like, you both were disintegrated. If she died from that, how are you just in full body? I said I maybe missed something, but I didn't understand that at all. But no main character deaths, and even when they like almost do one with the character Judy at the end, she gets stabbed. By the way, worst on-screen death I've ever seen, just because she's just an atrocious actor, and it's just so unnatural the way she is. It was just very bad. But even when they do that, it's like, oh no, fake out, mother heals her. Even though she died, mother heals the stab wound. You see the like wound heal, and then she's just alive. It's like, well, how about her brain and stuff? She just died, but whatever. But yeah, they can't even like give us a character death. They just have her healed and come back to life. That's weak, man. You got to kill characters in this type of a show, like, so there's like stakes and like so that there's worry and you care about, oh no, are they going to survive or make it out of this? They just didn't have that going on in this show. It was much more lighthearted and mystery adventure than it was, threat of death or anything like that. And last but not least, this show got canceled. When I first saw that, I was kind of halfway through it, and I was just like pissed because I was like, why do I even finish the show? Like, if they end on a cliffhanger, I'm going to be very mad. Turns out they don't. They wrap it up pretty well, where there like really doesn't need to be a season 2. So it's kind of like, call it a limited series, to have this show come out and then like announce that it's canceled is weird. It's like, you're Netflix, you made this show, you can put whatever you want on here. Why are you going to cancel your own show after one season? So at least it didn't end on a cliffhanger, and at the end of the day, it's fine. But just call it a limited series, like a bunch of the shows are on there, where it's like, we know we're only doing one season, and so we know, you know what I mean? If word is out there that the show is canceled, a lot of people are going to be like, well, I'm not going to watch that. I do that all the time. I look and I'm like, this show that's like 2 or 3 seasons, does it wrap up the show, or was it canceled with a cliffhanger? And if I see that it's canceled with a cliffhanger, I'm not going to bother watching the show, because why do that? Because you'll just be pissed off when you get to the end. So just call it a limited series. Problem solved. Okay, so is The Boroughs on Netflix worth watching? I could go either way. Honestly, I don't know. I it's fine. I didn't dislike it to a level where it's kind of like, I don't recommend watching this. This sucks. Don't watch it. But I also didn't enjoy it that much to where I'm like, yo, man, this was really good. Watch it. It's kind of like, whatever. If you want to see it, if you like a decent quality, kind of fun mystery adventure type of show, it's go for it. Check it out. If you don't, you're not missing anything. Honestly, this isn't like an all-timer classic must see, like, by any means. I rated this a 7.8. That's my rating. So, not very good, not terrible either. It's whatever. So that's it for my review of the Boroughs. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the show. Stay tuned. Until next time,